Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems out of this book for GMAT. The book is GMAT Review, the official guide. You must have this book with you while you're watching the clip, because I do not have a luxury of putting the problems on the blackboard. You have to follow me. You have to follow the problem that I'm solving from this book. You have to have this book in front of you. If you do not own one, and if you're thinking about sitting for GMAT, buy this book immediately. As I've said many times before, there is no such thing as preparing for GMAT without this book. You can buy it at mba.com. Let's get going. The problem that I'm about to solve here is the one that appears on page 159, problem number 59. Problem solving 59. Let's get going. If after watching the clip you decide that you wish to purchase my DVDs that I have, which contain the solutions to all the math problems in this book, or if you decide to hire my services, if you wish to hire my services for personal private tutoring, send me an email. Go to www.prep.gmat.com and I'll talk to you. I'm located in Connecticut, but of course I'm willing to go anywhere as long as the arrangement suits both of us. That's a very polite and nice way of saying as long as the money is right. Anyway, let's solve the problem. Page 159. A glucose contains 15 grams of glucose, or rather, a glucose solution contains 15 grams of glucose, 15 grams of glucose per 100 cubic centimeter of solution, per 100 solution. I'm not going to write the unit. You could write cubic centimeter, but it's a waste of time. Just write solution. If 45 cubic centimeter of solutions were poured into an empty container, how many grams of glucose will be in the container? Well, let me stop here and give you a little pep talk. There are two ways of taking the exam. One is what I call the classical way, the orthodox way, the traditional way, the geeky way, the nerdy way, the academic way, and the proper way. That's one way. Another way of taking the exam is what I call the quick and dirty way. Quick and dirty way is where the purpose of this exam is not to show how much math you know. The purpose of the exam is to show how quickly you can think, how quickly and efficiently you can think. You have to find shortcuts. So I'm going to show you the way I'll solve this problem. If you like it, fine. If not, then I'm going to do it again the classical way afterwards. So let's take a look at it. Look. Think logically. The question is how much glucose you're going to have in a 50 grams of solution. 50 grams, 50 whatever it is. Yes, it's 50 grams. It doesn't have to be 50 grams. Whether it's 50 liter, the unit is of no interest to me. Well, look, if there are 15 in 100, in 50, I expect to find 7.5. Because it's half as much. The question is, how much am I going to expect to find in 45 grams of solution? Well, I don't know about you, but my gut feeling tells me that in 45 grams of solution, I damn well find something very close to 7.5. It's not going to be 7.5, but pretty close to 7 grams. So, I'm just going to pick an answer choice. That's it. The answer choice that comes closest to 7. Well, the only answer choice that comes closest to 7 is E. I'm done. That's what I would do in a real exam. Because everything else is too small. Everything else is way too small. But if you insist, I will take a couple of seconds to show you what you can do here. This is only in the case that you are hell-bent on solving it. If you want to solve it, here we go. Here we go. $100 grams we know contains 15 grams of glucose. Therefore, it follows the logic that 50 grams should contain 7.5. Let me write this in decimal so you can see it. where I'm going with it, 7.5, 7.5 grams. And therefore, it also follows the logic that 5 gram should contain a tenth of that. 50 gram will contain half of that. Half of 15 is 7.5. And 5 gram of solution will contain a tenth of that. So tenth of this is 0.75. They're not calling it gram for glucose. They're calling they give it some other unit. Oh, it is gram. And the other one is cubic centimeter. Oh, but it doesn't matter. This unit is wrong. They call it cubic centimeter. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to call it solution. So 5 solutions will have 0.75 gram of glucose. Since I'm looking for 45, 45 has got to be 7.5 that I found there, minus that. 7.5 minus a 3/4 should give me, 7.5 minus 3/4 should give me 6 3/4. 6 3/4, which is what this is. That's it, we're done. That's all it is. I'm going to write this in, this is what I didn't like here. I don't like this here. Just write it in fraction. 7.5 minus 3/4, and I hope you where 3/4 is coming from. 3/4 is coming from here. Let me start one more time quickly so you can follow me. 100 gram contains 15 gram of glucose. So 50 of the solution should contain half as much. And a fifth of that, a tenth of that should contain tenth of this amount. Tenth of 7.5 is 0.75. You just have to move the decimal, which is 3/4. So I just subtract 3/4 from 7.5 and I get 45, which is 6 3/4. Let's do the next problem. Let me see how much time I used up on this one. Oh boy, 7 minutes have gone by and I have to do number 60. Let's do number 60. In the picture above, PQRS is a parallelogram. What is y minus x? Alright. This is 2y. And this is x. Y minus x. I think I'm going to come back and solve this problem in a separate clip. I don't want to rush through it. This is not, as I explained before, I can go through problems after problems without teaching you the concepts that lie behind the problems. Or I can actually do a proper job of actually teaching and conveying concepts. Is not the same as standing in front of somebody and solving problems. That's not what I want to do here. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to make a separate clip for number 60. Okay? I'll see you in a little bit in the next clip. Go to prep4gmat.com, send me an email, go to YouTube, subscribe to the channel if you want to get them right away, and so on and so forth. I'll be right back. Thank you.